Welcome to our channel Valuable Coins All World. In this video, I gave you information about United States of America Washington Quarter Dollar, which are most valuable and rare. If you interested, please see this full video. Thanks. Top 1. We're going to take a deep dive into one particular year that stands out in the world of coin collecting, the 1967 Washington Quarter. At first glance, the 1967 Washington Quarter may seem like just another coin in a long-running series. But don't be fooled. Beneath the surface lies a piece of history that continues to captivate numismatists and collectors alike. The design of the Washington Quarter itself remains as iconic as ever. On the obverse, we have the distinguished portrait of George Washington, crafted by artist John Flanagan. The simple yet powerful image of Washington's profile is a symbol of strength, leadership, and the foundations of the United States. On the reverse, the eagle, America's national bird, stands proudly, symbolizing freedom, power, and patriotism. However, while the design may be familiar, the 1967 Washington Quarter is unique in a few key ways. For one, it's important to note that by the time 1967 rolled around, the U.S. Mint had already transitioned away from using silver in most of its coinage. After 1964, the Washington Quarters were made with a 40% silver composition, which continued until 1970. This shift was due to the increasing cost of silver, and the 1967 quarter still contains that 40% silver mix. While not as valuable as the 90% silver quarters produced in earlier years, the presence of silver in these coins still makes them more valuable than their copper-nickel counterparts. But what truly sets the 1967 Washington Quarter apart from other years is its potential value. While most of these coins are relatively inexpensive, the world of coin collecting is filled with surprises, and the 1967 Washington Quarter is no exception. As with any coin, the value can vary greatly depending on several factors: condition, rarity, and any unique minting errors. A standard, well-worn 1967 Washington Quarter might not be worth more than a few dollars, but it's the coins in exceptional condition or those with rare minting errors that can skyrocket in value. Collectors and investors alike are always on the lookout for coins with defects or unusual characteristics. Minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or missing details, are especially valuable. These errors are relatively rare and make a coin stand out from the rest of the series. If you're lucky enough to find a 1967 Washington Quarter with a minting error, it could significantly increase its worth. In addition to minting errors, the overall condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. A coin that has been carefully preserved, free from scratches, dents, or discoloration, will always fetch a higher price than one that has been circulated for decades. A 1967 Washington Quarter in brilliant uncirculated condition can attract the attention of serious collectors and could be worth much more than its face value. Now, you might be wondering just how much a 1967 Washington Quarter could be worth in today's market. While most 1967 Washington Quarters will fetch a price anywhere from a few dollars to around $10, there are exceptions. For example, a 1967 quarter that has been graded in mint condition, or one that has a rare minting error, can see its price increase exponentially. The rarest examples can reach incredible values, and some can even sell for thousands of dollars at auction. In fact, a particularly rare and well-preserved 1967 Washington Quarter has been known to sell for a jaw-dropping price: $122,000. That's right, a single 1967 Washington Quarter, in perfect condition or with a rare error, can command an incredible sum in the world of coin collecting. This shows just how valuable certain coins can become, even those that were once produced in large numbers and seem like everyday currency. The world of numismatics can be full of hidden gems, and the 1967 Washington Quarter is a perfect example of how a seemingly common coin can carry immense value when the right circumstances align. For collectors, this is what makes coin hunting so exciting. You never know when you might come across a coin that's worth far more than its face value. The 1967 Washington Quarter, whether it's in your pocket or you find one at a garage sale, could be your ticket to a substantial return on investment. So, the next time you come across a 1967 Washington Quarter, take a moment to carefully inspect it. Is it in pristine condition? Does it have any minting errors? Could it be one of those rare examples that could sell for an incredible sum? At the end of the day, the 1967 Washington Quarter is not just another piece of currency. It's a part of American history, a testament to the enduring legacy of George Washington, and a potential treasure for those who understand its value. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just starting to explore the fascinating world of numismatics, this particular quarter reminds us all that sometimes the real worth of a coin isn't immediately obvious. That 1967 Washington Quarter could very well be the key to unlocking a fortune, with some rare examples fetching an astonishing $122,000. So, keep your eyes peeled. You never know what hidden treasures might be waiting for you. Top 2. The Washington Quarter is one of the most iconic and enduring coins in the United States. With its recognizable design featuring George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, the coin has been a part of American currency for decades. But among all the years the Washington Quarter has been minted, the 1974 edition stands out for a variety of reasons, making it an intriguing subject for collectors and investors alike. So, why is the 1974 Washington Quarter such a highly sought-after coin? And what makes it worth far more than its original face value? The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. Since then, it has been produced almost every year, with minor design and composition changes over time. By the time the 1970s rolled around, the U.S. Mint had already shifted away from using 90% silver in its coins. The 1974 Washington Quarter, like its predecessors from 1965 onward, was made from a copper-nickel clad composition. While this made the coin more affordable to produce, it didn't diminish the coin's historical and numismatic significance. It still carried with it the iconic image of Washington and the patriotic symbolism that made it so popular among collectors. While the 1974 Washington Quarter may seem like just another standard coin in the series, what really drives up its value are a combination of factors, including rarity, condition, and minting errors. For most of us, quarters are a common, everyday sight, and a 1974 quarter likely doesn't seem like it's anything special. However, in the world of numismatics, even the most ordinary-looking coins can be worth a small fortune when they possess unique traits or exceptional characteristics. For starters, the condition of the coin is of paramount importance. Coins that have been well preserved, free from damage and wear, can be worth far more than their face value. A 1974 Washington Quarter in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used in circulation and still retains its original shine and detail, can be quite valuable to collectors who are looking for pristine examples to add to their collections. While most of the 1974 quarters may be worn from years of use, the few that remain in mint or near-mint condition are highly desirable. Another factor that can drive up the value of the 1974 Washington Quarter is the presence of rare minting errors. In the world of coin collecting, error coins are some of the most exciting and valuable finds. These errors can occur during the minting process, resulting in a coin that is different from the others in the series. Errors such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies are all examples of minting mistakes that can make a coin significantly more valuable. A 1974 Washington Quarter with an unusual or rare error could fetch a much higher price than a standard, error-free coin. For example, a 1974 quarter with a double die obverse, where the image of George Washington is doubled, can be worth thousands of dollars due to its rarity and unique nature. Collectors also appreciate coins that are produced in low numbers or have limited availability. The 1974 Washington Quarter, while not particularly rare in terms of mintage, can still command a higher price if it has been issued in limited quantities, or if it comes from a specific minting location. Certain regional variations, such as coins from specific mints with unique characteristics, are often sought after by collectors who are looking to complete a specific set or add something special to their collection. Now, let's get to the exciting part. How much is the 1974 Washington Quarter worth? For the most part, standard 1974 quarters in circulated condition will only fetch a few dollars, maybe slightly more depending on their condition. However, when you consider coins that are in excellent condition or have rare minting errors, the value can climb rapidly. Some of the highest-grade 1974 Washington quarters, especially those with notable minting errors or pristine preservation, have been known to sell for astronomical sums. One of the most remarkable examples of a 1974 Washington Quarter sold at auction fetched a staggering price of $94,000. That's right, $94,000 for a single coin. Top 3. One such coin that has captured the attention of coin collectors is the 1983 Washington Quarter. At first glance, a 1983 Washington Quarter might not seem like anything special. After all, it's part of a series of coins that have been minted for decades, and most of us have seen one in our pockets at some point in time. But don't be fooled. The 1983 Washington Quarter has earned its place in the spotlight, especially when you consider the factors that make certain versions of it valuable in the world of numismatics. To understand the worth of the 1983 Washington Quarter, we need to first look at the coin's composition. By the early 1980s, the U.S. Mint had long since switched to using a copper-nickel-clad composition for most of its coins, including the quarter. The silver content that was once a hallmark of many U.S. coins was removed from the quarter in 1965, making these more modern quarters less valuable in terms of their metal content. However, just because the metal composition changed, that doesn't mean the coin lost all its appeal. One of the key reasons that collectors pay attention to coins like the 1983 Washington Quarter is the sheer volume of them that were minted. In general, the U.S. Mint produces millions of quarters each year, and in 1983, the number of Washington Quarters that were produced was no different. Most 1983 Washington Quarters, in circulated condition, are still fairly easy to find. They've likely passed through multiple hands and have been used for their intended purpose, purchasing goods and services. But what happens when a coin like the 1983 Washington Quarter is carefully preserved and stays in mint condition? That's where things get interesting. A quarter in uncirculated or near-perfect condition can carry a much higher value than a well-worn coin that has seen years of use. When a coin is freshly struck, it has sharp details, no signs of wear, and often retains a certain sheen or luster. These uncirculated coins are highly sought after by collectors, and the better the condition, the higher the price it can fetch. However, even in excellent condition, most 1983 Washington Quarters may not be worth much more than their face value of 25 cents. The real treasure lies in the rare and elusive coins, those with errors that make them stand out from the rest. Minting errors are one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting. These mistakes, made during the minting process, create unique and valuable coins that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. And this is where the 1983 Washington Quarter can truly shine. In some cases, 1983 Washington Quarters have been discovered with errors, such as double strikes, off-center prints, or misaligned dies. These types of errors make the coins much more valuable because they are one-of-a-kind or extremely rare. For example, imagine finding a 1983 Washington Quarter that has the design of Washington's profile doubled on the obverse or an eagle with a misalignment in the reverse. These kinds of mistakes are what can turn a simple quarter into a prized collectible. So, how much can a 1983 Washington Quarter with an error or in pristine condition be worth? Well, most 1983 Washington Quarters in average condition won't fetch more than a couple of dollars. But when you start talking about error coins, or those in perfect condition, the value can rise dramatically. Some rare examples of the 1983 Washington Quarter, particularly those with minting errors or flawless preservation, have been known to sell for surprising amounts. In fact, one particularly rare 1983 Washington Quarter with a minting error was recently sold at auction for an astounding $74,000. That's right, $74,000 for a single coin. Top 4. When we think of the United States and its rich history, we often look at the various symbols and landmarks that make the country unique. One such symbol is the Washington Quarter, a coin that has been part of the nation's currency for decades. Originally introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, the Washington Quarter has become a staple of American coinage. But as with all coins, not every year or design carries the same level of value. Some coins, though, stand out due to their rarity, design, or special characteristics, and today, we're going to focus on the 1990 Washington Quarter and why it holds an interesting place in the world of numismatics. The design of the Washington Quarter is instantly recognizable. On the obverse, we have a profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse showcases an eagle, the symbol of American strength and freedom. This iconic imagery has made the quarter a beloved piece of U.S. coinage. By the time the 1990s rolled around, the Washington Quarter had undergone decades of production, and the design had remained largely unchanged. However, the composition of the coin had shifted over time. By 1990, the Washington Quarter was part of the clad era, which meant the coin was made of a copper-nickel alloy. This change occurred in 1965 when silver was removed from most U.S. coinage due to rising silver prices. The 1990 Washington Quarter, like many of its counterparts, did not contain any silver, but its significance in terms of historical and collector value was still undeniable. For the majority of people, the 1990 Washington Quarter might seem like a regular coin, the kind you'd find in your pocket change. But in the world of coin collecting, things aren't always what they seem. The value of a coin goes far beyond its face value, and it often depends on a few key factors: condition, rarity, and any errors that may have occurred during its minting point. One of the most important things to consider when it comes to the value of the 1990 Washington Quarter is its condition. While many of these coins were circulated and are well-worn, some were preserved in near-mint condition. Uncirculated coins, or those that show minimal signs of wear, are always more valuable to collectors. A well-preserved 1990 Washington Quarter could be worth much more than its original face value of 25 cents. So, if you happen to come across one in pristine condition, make sure to examine it closely. What makes certain coins even more valuable, though, are minting errors. These are the happy accidents that can happen during the coin production process. A minting error can occur in a variety of ways. Double strikes, off-center strikes, and die cracks are just a few examples of the types of errors that can make a coin special. A 1990 Washington Quarter with a minting error can easily become a prized possession for a collector. These rare and unique coins are highly sought after, and their value can skyrocket because they are considered anomalies in the world of coinage. For example, imagine coming across a 1990 Washington Quarter that has an off-center strike, meaning the design is misaligned and doesn't sit properly on the coin. This mistake, though it may seem insignificant to the untrained eye, makes the coin much more valuable than a standard example. The rarity of such a coin is what drives collectors to seek it out, and they are often willing to pay a premium to add it to their collection. While the 1990 Washington Quarter might not have been made of silver, its value can still be significant, especially when it comes to the higher-grade specimens and coins with errors. It's also worth noting that certain mints may have produced fewer coins during certain years, which can make those particular coins more desirable and harder to find. With the 1990 Quarter, the market has seen an interest in coins from certain locations that were part of a limited run or had distinct characteristics. Now, you may be wondering how much a 1990 Washington Quarter could actually be worth. While the vast majority of 1990 Washington Quarters in circulation won't fetch much more than face value, the true value lies in the high-quality examples, or those with rare minting errors. Some of the highest-priced 1990 Washington Quarters, especially those that are in perfect condition or have rare minting mistakes, have been known to fetch substantial sums at auctions or private sales. For instance, one 1990 Washington Quarter, in exceptional condition and possibly with a minting error, recently sold for a jaw-dropping price of $65,000. That's right, $65,000 for a single coin. Top 5. The Washington Quarter has a long and storied history in the United States, serving as one of the most iconic and enduring coins in the nation's currency. With its distinctive design featuring George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse and the American eagle on the reverse, this coin has become a symbol of American pride. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932, and it has been a part of the U.S. mint's production ever since. Over the decades, the Washington Quarter has seen numerous variations, but the 1996 Washington Quarter stands out for several reasons, particularly when it comes to its value and potential worth in today's coin market. When we look at the 1996 Washington Quarter, it's easy to think of it as just another coin that has been circulating for decades. After all, it's a part of the series that continued through the 1990s, and for most people, it was simply a coin used in daily transactions. However, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and what might seem like an ordinary coin can often turn out to be a hidden treasure. The design of the 1996 Washington Quarter is nearly identical to earlier versions, with the familiar image of George Washington's bust on the obverse and the majestic eagle on the reverse. However, there are some important factors that contribute to the unique value of this particular coin. The 1996 Washington Quarter is one of the coins in the series minted in the post-silver era, where quarters no longer contain silver. Since 1965, most quarters have been made from a copper-nickel clad composition, and the 1996 quarter follows that pattern. While it may seem like the 1996 Washington Quarter has no silver content to offer, its true value lies in other aspects. Coin collectors, or numismatists, place great importance on factors such as condition, rarity, and any unique features that set a coin apart from others. And when we examine the 1996 Washington Quarter more closely, we see that the coin can be worth much more than its face value, especially when it meets specific criteria. First, let's talk about the coin's condition. In the world of coin collecting, condition is key. A quarter that has been circulating for years, showing signs of wear and tear, will never fetch a high price. On the other hand, a 1996 Washington Quarter that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, free from any signs of damage or use, can command a much higher price. The more perfect the coin, the more valuable it becomes, as collectors are always looking to add high-quality examples to their collections. So, how do you know if you have a coin in excellent condition? Well, uncirculated coins are often referred to as mint state, meaning they have never been used in circulation and retain their original sharp details, smooth surfaces, and luster. A 1996 Washington Quarter in mint state will look almost as if it was just released from the U.S. Mint, with no visible scratches, dings, or discoloration. These coins are highly prized among collectors and often carry a significant premium over their face value. In addition to its condition. Another factor that can influence the value of a 1996 Washington Quarter is the possibility of minting errors. Mint errors occur during the production process and can result in coins that deviate from the standard design. Some of the most common types of errors include off-center strikes, double dies, and misaligned dies. A mint error on a coin makes it rare and desirable to collectors, and a 1996 Washington Quarter with such an error could be worth considerably more than a standard coin. For example, imagine coming across a 1996 Washington Quarter that features a double die error on the obverse, where the image of George Washington is slightly doubled. This kind of mistake makes the coin unique, and its rarity can drive its value up significantly. Similarly, a 1996 Quarter with an off-center strike, where the design appears shifted or misaligned, would be an exciting find for a numismatist. It's also worth noting that the U.S. Mint produced millions of 1996 Washington Quarters. While this means that the coin is not particularly rare in terms of mintage, it does not mean that every 1996 Quarter is valuable. The coins that are in excellent condition, or those with minting errors, are the ones that are most likely to appreciate in value. So, how much can a 1996 Washington Quarter be worth? While most 1996 Washington Quarters in average condition are worth only face value or slightly more, certain rare examples can fetch much higher prices. In fact, a 1996 Washington Quarter in perfect condition or with a minting error has been known to sell for substantial sums. Some of the most exceptional examples of this coin have been sold at auctions for jaw-dropping prices. 1. Particularly rare 1996 Washington Quarter, in perfect condition or with a notable minting error, recently fetched an impressive price of $54,000. Yes, $54,000 for a single quarter.